One of the most common questions asked by smart content creators is, can I use my Periscope live video and put it as is on Facebook? What about on YouTube? Can I just put it there? How about Instagram? Look, there are two things I need to tell you about social media. Thing number one is that putting the same content on multiple social media platforms is smart, yes, but thing number two, you have to adapt your message to the platform. Therefore, you have to develop smart strategies for being native to the platform. What does that even mean? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create content in a smart way that lets you work smarter, not harder, and by being on all of these platforms without being repetitive or spammy or annoying. One video cooked 4 different ways coming right up. All right, let's say you did an amazing live broadcast on Periscope. You dropped nuggets of wisdom, and naturally, you want to share that live broadcast with all your followers on all your other social media platforms. Hold on, not so fast, Speedy Gonzalez. Remember that your audience on all of these platforms is different, and the platform is going to process your video in different ways. So what works on one might not necessarily work on another. So how do we do it? Here are my tips. Let's say you want to put your Periscope video on your YouTube channel. Here's some things you want to consider. Periscope is interactive and it's usually made up of a lot of conversation. There's idle banter, there's chit chat, you say hi to your friends who are joining you, you ask where they're from. There's a lot of distractions happening on Periscope, which is great for Periscope because when people come on there, they're looking for interaction and conversations. But now consider YouTube. YouTube ranks videos. One of the factors is retention rate. That means how further along are people watching your video. If they watch to the end of your videos, then that is great. YouTube counts that as a positive thing, as a factor in ranking. So essentially, when people come to watch YouTube videos, they want the content up front. They don't want to listen to idle banter or chit chat. They don't want to be distracted. They want the promise of your headline delivered as soon as you possibly can, typically within the first few seconds. So when you put your Periscope video on YouTube, your YouTube audience just might get turned off by all of those intros and distractions and conversations, and it just may not work so well on YouTube. The other thing is cosmetics, right? So on Periscope, it's vertical video. And if you put that vertical video on YouTube, there are going to be some ugly black bars on both sides, which is just not going to look good on YouTube because the way to film on YouTube is landscape. It's horizontal. So you fill up the entire screen. So it just doesn't work. Now let's take scenario number 2, which is you want to put your Periscope video on Facebook. Now here again, what you need to do is consider the different audiences on these platforms. Typically, people find you on Periscope through Twitter, and typically on Twitter, people join people based on interests. So if people are following you, it's likely they're interested in what you're saying. But on Facebook, you might have a lot of family and friends and people who already know you to some extent. So when you put your video on your Facebook profile, your Facebook page, your Facebook group, chances are that that audience may already be familiar with you or your work. So it really depends on what your content was and what you said in your video, but you need to take this into consideration. Scenario number 3, that you want to put your Periscope video on Instagram. Now, Instagram is a totally different kind of video platform. It's just 60 seconds. There's no way you can deliver educational content on Instagram. No, on Instagram, it's fun, it's hip, it's a day in the life of, it's funny, it's bloopers, it's that kind of stuff, right? So Instagram video is just, your Periscope video is just not going to work as an Instagram video. So when you're thinking about what kind of video to put on what platform, consider this. On Periscope, you want it interactive, you want it educational, you want it conversational. On Facebook, you typically want to put native video, that means uploaded straight to Facebook, and you want it with captions because guess what? People are scrolling their news feeds and watching videos without audio, all right? So you want to put in captions to capture people's, interest so that they know what the video is about and they'll go ahead and click and watch the entire thing. On YouTube, you want to do deep dive educational content or inspirational or entertaining content. That's what works on YouTube. On Instagram, you want to be hip, fun, and quirky. You want to do your story. You want to share a bit of your lifestyle. And that's the kind of video content that's going to work on Instagram. All right, all that is great and well, but I hear you. You are a smart entrepreneur and you want to be able to leverage the content you're creating on one platform for others. So how do you exactly do this? I've got one cool trick up my sleeve that's going to help you. And that trick is that you have to stick with a core theme. Themes are very, very important in this scenario, okay? If you have a theme, then you can talk about it from different perspectives for different platforms, and you can adapt your message according to that platform. So let's take the theme of writing a book. Let's say you're a book coach and you want to show somebody how to write an ebook in a week, let's say. Right? So what kind of content are you going to create for all of these different platforms? So maybe on Periscope, your theme could be talking about how your ebooks, all the ebooks that you've written, drive visibility and brand awareness and are a source of income for you, or perhaps a source of lead generation for you, and you can talk from that perspective. On YouTube, perhaps, you can talk about how to create an ebook in 7 days. Your process, your tips, your checklists, your tools, everything educational that goes into actually writing an ebook. That would be great content for YouTube. On Facebook, perhaps, you can show a quick captioned video of all the steps needed with lots of text captions, and perhaps you can share the cover of your ebook and how that's created, or like fun things to show which are visually interesting to see for your Facebook audience. And finally, perhaps on Instagram, you can host, let's say, a giveaway for your ebook to everybody who comments or replies in the next 24 hours. Or perhaps a giveaway to have people join in on your course on how to create your ebook. So there are a lot of different ways you can work this, but the essential thing to remember is that you can take the same theme and then work it for the different platforms. Remember, respect your audience, respect your platform. Hey, that's a tweetable. Tweet it out. Respect your audience, respect the platform. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content in this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel to be the first to know when videos are uploaded. And you also want to get my ebook, which is your smart content creation guide. It's called How to Create 40+ Pieces of Content from One Core Video. So you want to go and grab that at the link below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time on Content Marketing Tips. I didn't turn it off. I took the mic out. What's with the light? Oh, we don't have power anymore?